Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Klasing. I'm Parish Treasurer, and I'd like to update you all on the state of our finances. What we're going to do this morning is talk first about our budgeted income and expense. Then I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on where we stand against that budget, and then finally a little look ahead of where we may be headed. First, in terms of the current budget, our income budget totals about $3 million, and as you can see, it's about 3/4 pledge giving. We're very dependent on pledges for our income, and we also get something over $400,000 in support from the endowment. On the expense side, things are pretty evenly split. Our expenses in gross are about $3.5 million, about $3 million net of the endowment. The largest single expense is our faith and action spending, about $800,000. And as you can see, the other ministry areas are shown accordingly. So what has happened in 2020? Well, one thing that has really happened is COVID. That basically changed everything at the church certainly in terms of our finances. Fortunately for us, our pledge income and our total income held to budget through the summer. Unfortunately, it looks like in the fourth quarter, October, November, and December, they are falling a little bit below budget, and we may well finish with a below budget income for the year. Reduced ministry activity, however, has resulted in very low spending compared to budget for the year so far. And so now we're currently anticipating either breaking even or having a small surplus at year end. And recall that our original budget, we had a deficit with using some reserves to break even, and we won't need to use those reserves. Some significant financial events in the life of the church in 2020. We sold a bank building that we had owned and leased to the bank for many years. We cashed in a life insurance policy, which had been donated as part of the Doorways campaign, and those allowed us to pay off about $2.3 million in debt. And the church is really debt-free for the first time in many years now. The government aid, the CARES Act, Payroll Protection Program, allowed us to keep the church and preschool staff all employed during the shutdown. We did not have to furlough anyone. History Lives pledge payments of about $108,000 were received, and we still think we have about $400,000 more to go on History Lives payments that we reasonably expect to get. Our financial statements were audited by a new audit firm, and once again, as we always do, we had a clean audit with no comments, no findings from the auditor. And we learned to do virtual church, and that has required us to purchase some new tools to carry on with virtual church, which were not in the budget. Looking ahead, 2021 promises to be a challenging year for us financially. We don't know what's going to happen with COVID in 2021. We don't know when we'll be back to a normal situation in church. We're hoping to increase our in-reach activities in the church to better serve our parishioners and to increase our work in virtual worship, continuing virtual worship availability even after the church opens. The big question is, will we have enough income to realize those aspirations? And you all can help that by making your pledge and continuing the generous support that you all have given to the church. Thank you very much, and I will, of course, take questions in the annual meeting Zoom.